day, moving into the next generation of console gaming. Okay. PS5. It really amazes me to be able to say this, that the PlayStation 5 is about to drop, as well as the Xbox Series X, in like less than 2 weeks. This is amazing for me to say, because obviously the pre-order thing is all over the place. A lot of you guys have been very unlucky. Most people have been unlucky to get a hold of one of those bad boys. I was one of the very lucky ones. Also, tomorrow we'll be doing a PS5 controller unboxing. How I got my holder controller, that's none of your business. You're asking way too many questions. Just know that I'll be doing an unboxing if you're watching this live the next day after you saw this or after you're seeing this. And it amazes me to say this, and I want to know the thoughts of everybody else out there, because everybody's kind of, I would say this is one of the more divisive releases of of next gen consoles, because I think the state of gaming right now is in this odd spot. So you have people feeling one way or another. So if you're watching this live or you're commenting on this video after the fact, let me know, are you, excited about the next generation of console gaming? Let me know. Let me know. Are you excited for the next generation of console gaming? We're moving in PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X comes out less than 2 weeks. And we're all gonna, well, not we're all gonna have our hands up. No, we're not all gonna have our hands up. Some of us will, some of us won't. It depends on if you got lucky. But here's my personal viewpoint of it. Yes, I am. For lack of better terms, I am. For a multitude of different reasons. But I totally understand where people are coming from that are not stoked for the next generation of consoles. Now, hardware-wise, this is a big jump. This is a big jump moving from the previous generation to the next generation. That's one of the reasons that I'm excited. But I talked about this in a few other videos, and how gaming is, for me, right? I've been a gamer literally my entire life. My first console was the Sega Genesis, and yeah, never turned around from there. And with me, with the hardware jump, what I'm hoping is that we get games that take advantage of the hardware that exists, but not particularly from a graphical standpoint or a cinematic standpoint, rather more so from a performance standpoint, if you will. And this is why in the previous videos where I was talking about, we watched like Spider-Man's Miles Morales Spider-Man, and it had this big trailer, and some of within the gameplay, obviously the QTE was there, but it felt like it was canned and it was cinematic too much, to say that. And I hope that we're not moving in that direction where the games, I know this is what got me scared about Xboxes. That little, what did they, I guess you can call it a little showcase that they had. If you guys remember, it was a showcase that they had. And they were talking about these games, but like, they were like interactive dramas. You know what I'm saying? Like interactive dramas. And I'm sitting here like, well, I don't play games to sit up here and play interactive dramas. Like, that's not really my thing, right? Like, me, gaming isn't really that, but for other people it is. And definitely it's obviously $1 billion industry that continues to grow. You're having more people that are getting into it, let's say casually. Therefore, that probably is what they enjoy, right? They would want to play a game where you're taken through the journey and it's basically watching an interactive movie. And to me, if that's the direction that a lot of games are moving, that call themselves ambitious and they're trying to just wow you with the graphical updates, yes, it will be a letdown of a generation. Let's say that, if that was the direction that they were moving in. I rather, and it's not to say that good graphics or anything like that isn't a cool thing to look at. I talked about this with NBA 2K 21 when I saw the trailer for, like, that was insane. And I'm not a graphic guy. When I saw the next gen trailer for NBA 2K, and I was seeing like Steph and Clay, and like they looked real, like very realistic as they have obviously have ever been. But hopefully, what we do get out of this upcoming generation is a generation of ambitious developers that are trying to make games that perform very well, that they can do new things, like with their open worlds and stuff like that they just could not. They did not have the capacity to do with the previous generation. And I'm not saying that that's not going to happen. I'm just saying that that's a worry that I can totally understand that some people have. It also goes par for the course with the social justice bull crap that is infecting gaming. So is that something that people are going to have to deal with in the stories and the narratives that of a lot of the games that they're going to pick up? I really don't know. Only time obviously will tell. I will be one of the ones that has a hand on it, and I will be playing a handful of games on Twitch, maybe on the YouTube. We'll play Miles Morales Spider-Man, maybe probably on YouTube. But we have, Demon Souls. We have 2K. We'll have our hands. Godfall, which is probably the one that I'm excited for the most. So we will see what's going to happen going into the next generation. But I would love to know you guys' thoughts on if you're stoked for it at all. Some of you, I'm not talking about the PC gamers or anything like that, particularly the guys that are excited. Well, never mind that. If you are a PC gamer, you still can take the approach of understanding what people having new consoles means for your system that you play on, because not all the time, very rarely are these ambitious games being made on exclusively the PC. Almost never is that the case these days. Not to say there aren't PC exclusive games or games that are just on Steam or anything like that. What I'm saying is that if in the households, right, the people that play on the consoles are getting a better, more ambitious console, then the PC games that you play are going to be more ambitious and whatnot, because they know that at a base fundamental level, they have a system in each and every home, or most homes, let's say, that can handle this, and really their vision that the developers have that may be very ambitious, they can at least sort of hash them out or flesh them out in some capacity. But this next generation, I'm personally excited. I would love to know you guys' thoughts, because talking to different people about this has been hit or miss. And I think it's just because of the culture that is right now when you talk about gaming, and that, again, we have social justice infestation, let's call it that is taking place, unfortunately, in so many different aspects. Gaming seeming to be the latest one where it's getting far worse and worse and worse. And we'll see if that starts to impact the games. And because you have these guys that are more casual that are getting into it, are we about to get a bunch of interactive dramas where the game just sort of takes you through the story, as opposed to you actually playing it? But that actually depends on the type of gamer you are, and that's going to determine if like you even give a damn about any of that, because I'm not that type of gamer. Maybe some of you guys are those types of gamers.